All right, Jackson, we're almost ready. We're going to get the YouTube going. Let's get this on pause. Let's get the chat. Let's get everybody all dialed in. Wait, what the? All right, Jackson, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling all right. How about yourself, Manny?
Pretty good. I know. Oh, turn your phones off before the show begins. Sorry, I forgot to mention that to everybody.
Reminds me of that one time at the Ida Cochero Pro.
Oh, no.
Live webcast, phone starts going off. I looked at it. Sorry, honey.
All right, you guys. Yeah, welcome.
All right, let's get into it. Episode 248 of Bug Life, Hit It with Action and Manny V. I'm Steve Action Jackson, Manny V, the man, the myth, the legend, the bodyboarding legend. And let's get into it. First and foremost, shout outs. My shout out this week goes to Toobs Bodyboards. Congratulations on celebrating your 35th anniversary over the weekend at Emerald State Beach in Ventura. Bunch of guys got together for an expression session, and from the looks of the photos I saw posted on social media, those guys had some fun.
Yeah, I'm bummed I missed it, but Emma Wood is one of my favorite breaks up in that area. Just little wedgy, perfect waves. But yeah, congratulations and happy birthday to 35 years. They were my first sponsor to like put it in my head that anything was possible. When I got that first $200 check from Toobs back when I was 18 years old, that was just mind-blowing. And I can't thank them enough for starting that fire. So Ben and Buzz, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I'm stoked you guys are still going strong.
Manny and I both rode for Toobs at one point in time. Manny obviously had the pro contract. I was on the sales rep hookup deal back in the early 90s. Somebody you actually remember from your TNC days, Eureka David.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, Eureka was hooking me up with Toobs Bodyboards and Town and Country Hawaii clothing. And you know what? That was a good time for me. I really enjoyed riding those Toobs boards back in the early 90s. I remember I had the Buzzboard 2, the Pro Wave. I had a few boards that I was rocking for Toobs back then.
Yeah, and Eureka was he was our, like when we traveled, we'd always link up with the distributors in that area, and he was the distributor for that New York, New Jersey area. And he was the first one to open my eyes to the East Coast, New Jersey, New York, the Puerto Rican village vibe, wherever we were. I have no idea where we were.
He's actually the one that introduced me to you for the first time. You were in New Jersey in '98 for a TNC Bodyboards promo with Mark Dale and Brada Burks. And you guys were riding my home spot at Manasquan Inlet. I rocked up to the beach and Eureka was on the sand, I guess, shooting photos. You guys were out in the water. When you guys came in, he introduced me to the three of you, and go figure, a few years later, you and I started hanging out at events, and you've been one of my favorite people to travel with and one of my best friends ever since.
Same, and it's crazy how all these dots get connected. But yeah, that was some really fun times. And here we are, 40 years, 30, a long time later, decades later. Shout outs. Are you
I'm good, bro.
So shout outs, San Diego State University basketball team. They never made it to the top 8 in the NCAA tournament. They advanced on. They made it to the Final Four, and they beat Florida Atlantic. And now they're in the final against UConn. Everybody in San Diego. That's why we're doing this show early today, 5 o'clock. But we're going to get ready. I didn't ask you, but did you want to go to the shanty down the road to watch the game?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, they have 3 TVs. We'll bring blankets because it does get cold down there. But yeah, that was, it is pretty exciting times right now. That along with opening season for the San Diego Padres, it's been a pretty amazing weekend here in San Diego when it comes to sports.
Which I don't know if you saw or heard, but that first 4-game opening series to start the season for the San Diego Padres set a new attendance record for the Padres at Petco Park. Sold out all 4 games.
Yeah, and I think it was like 140,000 people were in attendance for those 4 games, broke that record. And yeah, it's been pretty amazing.
It's good times here in San Diego for the sports world. Just a little side note, besides the San Diego Padres and San Diego State University, the women's soccer team, the Wave, playing at the new Snapdragon Stadium, they've been getting capacity crowds. They're off to a strong franchise start here in San Diego at the new stadium.
Let's go watch one of the games.
I'm down to watch.
Okay, and on the bodyboarding side of shout outs, Sean Poulson, old school bodyboarder, now living in Australia. But I was looking through the slides. I found a couple of his, reached out to him. I'm like, hey, I got these. He went through another friend who actually bought a couple slides. And yeah, just Sean, thank you for being an inspiration back in the day. And when I pull those out, I'd love to get them in your hands. So Sean Poulson is my shout out for being one of those old school riders that motivated me on how to get a clean barrel shot. And like all of his photos were super clean and colorful, and it was awesome to see what was capable on actually getting a proper barrel shot. So Sean Poulson is my shout out.
Don't drag the elbow.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, so that brings us to bodyboard news. And my news this week, something we kind of touched on last week with the video of the week, the new tour schedule for the 2023 IBC World Tour has been released, and it's a pretty banging schedule. I'm looking forward to seeing it all unfold through the course of the year. But we've got an all-women's event, the Wahine Pro and Espírito Santo, Brazil. It's women's, Pro Junior women's, and will be the Women's Masters World Championship. We've also got long-running events in Antofagasta, Arica, Fronton, Itaquachara, and a couple of new events this year. The La Salle Pro Junior and the Moroccan Pro in Agadir, which is going to be a men's event. I can't wait to see this all unfold.
Yeah, I mean, the schedule on their website is a little bit not super I mean, I think they had it organized because I was looking for something and it got a little lost, but I guess that is organized. Shit, my bad. But it's interesting. Some of the events are only men, and the Pro Junior, Sandy's.
Yeah, Sandy's is a Pro Junior men's event. The Garden Island Boogie Classic, even though that's basically an APB North America event, the drop knee division will be sanctioned for drop knee world tour points.
Which is interesting because you got the world champs, Sammy Morantino and David Hubbard in Kauai. Hold on, there's a bedroom bug. Is that what you call it? Got him. But yeah, so they're going to be able to just drive down the beach to get some much needed points. I want to know what the scoring system is.
I'll put it to you this way. You're looking at 9 drop knee world titles with Dave Hubbard currently. He's in pursuit of an unprecedented 10th world title this year. Sammy Morantino, 4-time drop knee world champion. So that accounts for 13 drop knee world titles just between the two of them. And it'll be really interesting to see how it plays out. Because yeah, you might think that gives them an advantage, a little home court advantage, having that event there in Kauai. But then you have to keep in mind the other drop knee events are in the Maldives. You're looking at
Antofagasta,
Central Pro and Antofagasta. So you've got Portugal, you've got the Maldives, you've got Chile, and you've got that one event in Kauai. So how much of a factor that plays in, we'll have to wait and see.
Maybe we get Dub on the line to give us a breakdown on how the points for that work, because if it's 3 events, awesome, or if it's all the events, even better, because now the drop meters have a reason to travel to these, events that have drop knee in them.
It's definitely a major step away from having Sintra as a single standalone drop knee world championship. So you know what? Kudos to the IBC for moving forward and actually making a tour of it for the drop knee riders.
Yeah, I think it's pretty awesome. So yeah, who's ever pulling the moves on the DK World Tour schedule, great job, and we'll be watching.
I do have one thing to say about the World Tour. If we're going to have a women's Masters World Championship event, where is the men's Masters World Championship event?
What? That's right. Holy crap, I'm looking for the women's master. And where did you see that?
The very first event of the year, the Wahine Pro, it's women's, pro junior women's, and the women's Masters World title.
Oh, I know who has a hand in that one.
That contest being run by five-time world champion Mara Carvalho.
Yep, and if she's able to jump in the event in the Masters division, I'm gonna guess she's got a pretty good chance to win it as well.
Well, you got to keep in mind, you're also going to see the likes of former world champions Isabella Nogueira. I'm pretty certain you're going to see Claudia Ferrari making the trip from Hawaii to return home to Brazil to try and win a Masters World title. And we'll see who else comes out of the woodwork to try and lay claim to that women's Masters championship. Obviously, the Brazilian women have dominated throughout the course of bodyboarding history. It's only really been in the last 15, 20 years that we've seen competitors from outside Brazil claim the world title.
Yeah. And if looking at the schedule, on your opinion, where do you think the best event would be to have that Masters men's championship?
Hawaii.
Ooh, at Sandy Beach.
I say throw in the Masters at Sandy's or at the Garden Island Boogie Classic.
Oh man, that's right.
That's my personal opinion, but hey, I'm an American. I have zero representation on the IBC World Tour.
Interesting, yeah. Well, I'm gonna back you on that. I would love to see the Masters show up at the Garden Island Classic. That would be epic. That'd be freaking pretty awesome. But it's not on there. Hopefully next year.
We'll see how it all pans out.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. What did I put down for bodyboarding news? I think I said, yes, that's what it is. Cabo Freak Fest 20-year anniversary. This is the 20th years that I started running it. 3 years prior, for 3 years, Cameron still ran it with Pit Bodyboard Magazine. He left. I asked him if I could take it over. I think there was a lag 1 or 2 years. And with his wishes, I was able to pull it off. And that was 20 years ago. So this year marks the 20-year anniversary of Cabo Freak Fest. Everything is all dialed in as far as the being able to grab your spot. I didn't promote it one bit, but there's already one spot already taken out of the 15 spots. I'm reaching out to a few pro riders. Confirmed is Jacob Romero. Jacob loves Cabo. He feels right at home, and he loves the food. He loves the people. So J-Rom is in 100%. I reached out to Dub. Dub is unfortunately won't be able to make it. He's cutting it too close for that Sintra event on the 5th. Cabo Freak Fest ends on the 2nd. So I did reach out. I'll let you guys know. Actually, I'll keep it a surprise. There's a few more people that I did reach out to, and I just want to confirm with them first. But I will say this. There's one person on the list that responded and did not say no. I sent him a little bit more information, and he said, I'll get back to you. That alone is exciting to hear. So
my lips are sealed.
Yeah, he does. But so there you have it. Cabo Freak Fest is now available online if you want to book your spot. Limited spots. I rented this place in Cabo. We took over the whole hotel. There's 12 rooms. A few of them have 2 beds in them, and the rest are either 2 suites. There's plenty of room. There's going to be about maybe 12 12 to 15 people along with our guests that will be on the trip. So this is something you don't want to miss. And if I were you, I'd grab a spot now because they're going to disappear.
Question: will there be a milk chug contest?
I've been debating on how to bring back a couple of the things from Cabo Freak Fest, but for the most part, it's going to be like we've been doing in the last few years. Let's go ride. Let's go eat good food. Let's go have nice dinners and let's rest. And for those that do want to go out and have a good time and party, I'll give you a guideline on what to do and to make sure you end up back home. But for the most part, it's going to be super mellow. Really no freakiness in this trip, but it doesn't mean you can't go out with some friends and go out and dance and party.
If I can make a suggestion, focus on the wave riding. No puking milk or throwing rope.
Yeah. We may have a taco eating contest, but we'll keep it tame. Who can eat 5 tacos the quickest?
One more suggestion. If you're out late night, be sure to hit up the Papas Mixtas.
Yes. Yeah, that if you go drinking, there's a place down the road called El Serape, I think. But they have these baked potatoes. They crack them open on a plate and they just bury it in meat and cheese, and it is delicious.
Phenomenal.
Bodyboarding news for me. Cabo Freak Fest is now available online to grab your spot. We do have J-Rom confirmed and a few more surprises on the way.
All right, that brings us to this week's music spotlight. Just a little addendum before we get into it. Due to issues that we had several weeks ago with Book Life getting blocked on YouTube because a management company, which will remain nameless, got their panties in a twist over us paying homage to De La Soul. They had us blocked on YouTube, and we don't want any legal issues. So yeah, we're not going to show the video. We'll put the link.
It's already there.
The link is already there. This week's highlight is Anti-Flag. The song is Never Never, featuring Stacey D from Bad Cop, Bad Cop. It's off of their latest album that came out earlier this year, Lies They Tell Your Children. And this has been the most listened to record on my playlist since it came out. And I've mentioned over the last few weeks, they'll be playing with the Bouncing Souls and Urethane at North Park Observatory here in San Diego on October 12th. Cannot wait to see these guys. Last time I saw them was like 2018 at Asbury Park Brewery back home in New Jersey. These guys, whether it's a small club venue or a music festival, they never disappoint.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to make sure that I'm in town and love to join you on that.
I honestly don't think we would have an issue showing this video, but we don't want to chance it. So from here on out, Music Spotlight, we'll talk a little bit about it. We'll post the link, but yeah, it's just that music management company left a really bad taste in our mouths.
Yeah, and the reason why we want to hold back on getting any strikes or anything against the YouTube channel that I have it on, which is mine, is I should have mentioned this in the bodyboarding news, but we are going to start releasing from the very beginning in chronological order the audio podcasts from Book Life. We're gonna, I believe Paul Roach was the first one. So starting, I think next week, we're gonna be releasing the audio podcasts for free every 2 weeks. And yeah, so the audio podcasts are going to be available. The videos, I'll probably just keep them on Book Life to make sure there's that incentive still to be a Book Life patron. But the audio podcasts will go on YouTube and you'll be able to listen for free. The goal is to get it out there and have everybody have a chance to listen to some of the podcasts that went down. And the Paul Roach one,
classic.
I think we had like maybe 6 beers or 8 beers, maybe, and tequila shots, and it became a shit show towards the end. But a lot of good stuff is in there. So yeah, it's that's what's going down. So sorry to interject with that, but I should have mentioned it earlier.
I'm glad you brought it up.
Yes.
All right, so now the Book Life video of the week. A few weeks back, Tanner McDaniel and Craig Whetter changed their YouTube channel from Stack Chat to Breaking Even TV, taking the name from their video release they had late last year. And the first video on the newly christened Breaking Even TV, Seal Beach Massacre. This is Tanner McDaniel and Craig Whetter absolutely killing it.
Yes. We can see the audio. I'll hear the audio. We watched this before we went live, and it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, these two guys have been absolutely charging and whipping the Southern California bodyboarding community. I mean, watching these guys is unreal. Yeah, it gets me stoked watching them. It makes me want to hit the water. I don't know if my back can handle half the stuff they're doing, but you know, it makes me want to get out in the water nonetheless.
What's up, Jordan and Ryan?
So there you have it. Be sure to check out Breaking Even TV on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel and definitely be sure to like the video.
Yeah, I subscribed, I liked, and I like this little feature right over here. If you want to donate, that's pretty cool too. I think I need to add that to my webpage or YouTube page, but that's cool. If you guys want to support these guys, what a great way to do it by sending a donation to these guys so they can keep producing epic videos. So great job to those guys. I will say this, just because why not? But what's up, Jordan and Ryan, for coming in? Better late than never. We did start early today because the San Diego State basketball team is going to start within the next hour or so. But Tanner McDaniel is one of those riders that I did reach out to come join us on the Cabo Freak Fest. So far, Jacob Romero is confirmed. Tanner is one of 4 other riders that I sent an invitation to. Jacob's confirmed. Tanner, once he hears Jacob is going, most likely, if there's no conflict with anything going on already in his life, I can see him joining us in Cabo. So yeah, it's the webpage is ready for those deposits.
All right, and with all that said and done, that brings us to this week's Monday motivation. And this week I picked a quote from 20th century Indian philosopher Osho. And the quote is thus: "Be the celebrators, celebrate. Already there is too much. The flowers have bloomed, the birds are singing, the sun is there in the sky. Celebrate it. You are breathing and you are alive and you have consciousness. Celebrate it."
I love it. We are live. Yeah, this is the time. If there's no better time, it's now. Be present. And that was beautiful. Thank you, Jackson.
And with that, I will be celebrating my 48th birthday tomorrow. I will catch you guys with Manny next Monday.
Yeah.
Yep.